Mm, What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Anita's Joint. Hashtag Extendajoint, where every day is payday, baby. You're tuned into a good one. Today, we're going to take a dive into some of the stories of some of our black athletes that, are fabulous, former and playing currently. Mainly more currently, but some, maybe just one that's not playing, like Analuku. But besides that, she's a we have an issue. We got an issue. I just came across the fact that Mapi Leon was banned 2 matches after she allegedly, inappropriately touched Miss Daniela. You know what it looked like, which I'm about to show y'all. What it looked like in a very oh shit, hold on, in a very vulnerable position. Okay. Um, Let me go over here. And we got some chat GPT today as well. Cause I'll be having to ask questions. I want to know what the AI got to say as well. And we got some stories. I'll remind y'all, I covered the Amintel Diallo story. Hold on, let me go back over here. I covered the Diallo story, the PSG midfielder that was accused of setting up her teammates beating, and that was all fraudulent. And we covered it way before when it happened. It's kind of crazy because a lot of these stories, some of the stories, like any local story, I didn't know that she had something going on currently right now, but we did. I think I remember talking about her problem with Mark Sampson when England, back in the days when she was playing for England. Um, but yes, there is a big issue, and yeah, I'm gonna show, not expose, but y'all, if you're not aware, I'm gonna make you aware of some of the things some of our athletes that are black women are being subjugated to currently in this time frame that we're in, aka 2025. Barcelona's having Liga F is having to ban players for the lack of self-control, and then the humanizing of an individual person. So how are we doing this? Where's my video at? Oh, there it is. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, there we go. I'm not gonna turn no audio on because we don't need no audio. Just watch. Oh. Hold on, let me replay it. Uh-oh. So, I mean, it's a quick sec. It's only like a 6-second clip, but the initiation with the contact, she said something to her, and then she touched. Right? Run it back. The fuck, Moppy? No, just not good. Barcelona Leon banned for allegedly touching opponent's groin. So from that, I don't know about you, it did look like she touched her in a very sensitive position. Like I said, we were able to when this came out, we were like, what the fuck? And yeah, because I ain't I've been watching a lot of football matches, and I've never seen players do something like this. You know, like whatever intrusive thoughts that she had, they overtook her, and she thought she had the audacity to touch someone in a very sensitive position. I understand that Daniela made contact with you, initiated contact with you, but it was a shoulder to shoulder bump. I don't know what makes you want to do that to a player after a shoulder to shoulder kind of bump. That doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me. So I don't really know her logic. After she's seen the video, she still claimed that she didn't touch her inappropriately. But I'm sorry, your league begs to differ. Their league begs to differ, and they said justice for Daniela, and they had to sit you down for 2 matches. Now you may think, oh, it's not a big deal. It's only 2 matches, but vibrationally it shows that yes, black women, black athletes are protected by Liga F. When they see something that is they see something that's happening, they see something that is, hey, this does not represent our league. They take action. This is not how we want to be seen. And like I said, it takes you know how we were listening to, I forgot what that lady's name, the other lady. When it comes to holding the sports responsible, you have to hold the players responsible too. Players cannot be conducting themselves in these ways on the pitch, especially, inappropriately touching. You already got a lot of issues with men inappropriately touching y'all. We don't need y'all inappropriately touching each other, okay? And like I said, when it comes to the black players, they already have a heavier burden just being black, okay? So, Mapi, you had to sit down, and I feel like this is justice. But, I mean, I don't want anything like this to ever happen again to any player of any race. It sucks that it happened with Daniela. And when I was Googling with ChatGPT, apparently Daniela, when the Irish, apparently they were going to play the Republic of Ireland. And there was accusations of Colombia being animalistic and dirty. And that's just like what? That's disrespectful. You're labeling someone an animal and unclean. Like you're not supposed to be near them. Dehumanizing them by not calling them human and then calling them filthy. It's very disrespectful. And Daniela was a part of that World Cup 2023 Colombia team that they were talking about. So I wasn't surprised after I came across, after I was doing some research on Daniela, and fast forward, this happened to her as well. So I don't know, maybe she's being targeted or hurt. Just in general, something seems to be following her that wants to initiate weirdness, wants to initiate, traumatic events, wants to bother her for just playing her game, just for doing what she wants, just for just existing. So, yeah, we got a problem with people being bothered for us just existing. And that's not your fault unless you're consciously aware of this is what you're doing. But if you're unconscious of it, let me make you aware of it right now, okay? You'll have to wake up to the fact of this unconscious bias and hatred against people that look like me. And let me give you some examples. We're gonna talk about Olivia Smith. Let me go over here. Damn, I have so much shit. Olivia Smith, she was one of the most fouled players in another league that she was in. We're gonna look as well what ChatGPT was telling me. Her, and she plays for West Ham. Isiani, she plays for West Ham. Also another player that is heavily fouled in the WSL, and she also is a black woman, black athlete, as well. She's a French woman. And it's very interesting because when I came across this, we're going to read it. It says, Liverpool women complained to PGMOL over Olivia Smith's treatment. And this, of course, was this year, January 17, 2025. It says, Liverpool women's boss, Matt Bird. Oh, hold on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, Liverpool boss Matt Bird has warned striker Olivia Smith could be at risk for serious injury due to treatment she's received from opposition defenders and has appealed to the PGMOL to ensure she is better protected. Says Smith joined Liverpool from Sporting CP, and that's in Portugal, I believe, right? For a record of fee last summer and has been a standout performer for Bird side this term. The Canadian international scored the opening goal in Liverpool's 2-1, win over Brighton on Friday night. However, not for the first time this season. She was on the receiving end so he says, not for the first time this season, she was on the receiving end of some robust challenges from the opposition at St. Helens Stadium. And we understand why players get heavily fouled is because they're talented. They can't stop them. So what's the only way you can stop them is by fouling them, right? But you can't be fouling people to the point where they end up getting hurt, because then you know what are you doing? You're afraid to you first of all, you can't stop her. So this is your only option. Maybe you should try to get better. You know what I'm saying? Lack the opportunities to limit the opportunities Olivia Smith has. That's what you have to do. You have to learn how to play and how to limit the star playmaker. That's what you have to do. Instead of just consistently fouling a player, learn how to limit the chances Olivia Smith gets by tactically defending her better. Maybe triple team her. Find ways to limit her opportunities on the football field besides fouling. There has to be other ways to prevent a person from, creating opportunities for the team besides a foul, right? It says, after the game, Bird revealed that the club has submitted a series of video clips to former referee Rebecca Welch, who has took up a managerial role in the PGMOL last year, showing some of the treatment Smith has been contended to. I thought she was excellent tonight. The Liverpool boss said she's same as always, getting lumps kicked out of her. She deserves a lot of credit. There was an off the ball incident where she got done in the ribs, hence why she had to come off in the second half. Hopefully, retrospectively, that will get looked into. She is a fantastic talent. We sent clips to Rebecca Welch of the PGMOL just to show the treatment that she was getting. I said to Olivia, you need to take it as a compliment. I don't know about all that shit, but she has to be aware, like, damn, if I'm not being protected on the field, I got to learn how to protect myself. I'm not going to take that shit as a compliment. I'm going to take that as targeting. Okay? Anyways, but I think at some point there's only so much you can take. Exactly. He added, the last thing I want to happen is someone with Olivia's talent to get a serious injury because she's not being because she's not getting protections from the officials. Smith also reflected on the issue after the game, admitted she has had come on, let me say this again. Smith also reflected on the issue after the game and admitted she has had to adapt to the physicality of the WSL. It gets hard to not lose your head when that's happening every single game, not just in a game like this, she says. There's talks also going on with the refs to make sure there's extra protection, but there's only so much I can do, so try and keep my cool as best as I can. And what can Olivia Smith do besides continue to be a great baller, continue to showcase her talent? Thankfully, her coach is on her behalf is seeing the obvious. She's consistently getting fouled. It could eventually hurt her. Already told us that she had to come off because she had an off-ball incident with her rib. And like I said, we've seen Olivia Smith live. Like, I mean, she's great. She's a baller. She can score. I think she scored a crazy goal against City before even this year. So, Canada, if Canada really uffs with Olivia Smith, they need to be also looking into her matches, seeing how the referees are conducting themselves, because you definitely want Olivia Smith on your team for the World Cup, for Olympics, you know what I mean? So it takes a collective to be able to help the players. You know what I'm saying? It takes everyone. It takes everyone, not just the players, the coaches, the staff, everyone to highlight what the fuck is going on, you know, especially if they're not being protected on the field and off the field, right? So I guess let me jump into Chat GPT, okay, a little bit. All right. So what do y'all think? Lack of recognition. Bunny Shaw, Bunny is one of the best players to ever step foot in the WSL, hands down. Now, because she plays for City and City had Gareth Taylor, she still did her thing. She still was scoring goals, top goal scorers. You know, she won the Players Award, I believe, last year. We covered that. I believe last year the players voted for her because it only makes sense. You know, how can you not recognize Bunny's greatness, right? And so when we got Barbara Bandas out here, Shadwinga's out here, Bunny Shaw's out here, Marie Kyoto out here. I mean, Baltimore Star is going to get some more love out here because now she's playing with Chelsea. Even Buchanan is going to start to get more love because she's playing with Chelsea. We already know about Germa and how great of a talent she is. You know, when's the last time we've had I guess I would say a non-player of color, lol. But it's weird when they say a player of color, and it just means not white. So this is a terminology that they have used to separate white people and everyone else. So you are a player of color if you're just not white. So it's weird psychology wording, and it's like I said, remember, we live in a matrix system that we are classified based upon our races in this weird world that they have us living in, where you think you're better than me because you're fair-skinned, or the system is set up for fair-skinned people, whatever type shit. And so players like Bunny, when is she gonna get validated on? She may not win a fucking Champions League with City, may not win a World Cup with Jamaica. We don't know that, but look, Jamaica, Man City right now, especially Man City, man, we in the trenches. Jamaica, I just saw y'all get beat by Mexico. They in the trenches. And without players like Bunny, they ain't never gonna, like, if City are in the position that they're in because of the lack of players, health. Bunny is a person that, you know, is very influential. Also Jamaica, they miss Bunny too. The Jamaican Federation abusing them, not paying them, nigga, forcing them to fund their own money, forcing them to fund their own resources. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Do y'all want the women to succeed or not? Do you understand what happens when you invest into the women? Your return is going to be more than you would ever imagine. But it's the lack, it's your scarcity mindset, it's your lack of belief in women, especially women that look like Bunny Shaw, you know, Olivia Smith, you know, all these women. It's the lack of your belief that you have been programmed to not give people like us opportunities, and that is ultimately your downfall, and will be a downfall of a lot of this world that we live in. You know, your lack of belief in people that don't look like you, that walk a different path than you. You know what I mean? We're all in this bitch together, and like I said, we're not here forever. Do you understand that? Let me remind you, we are not who they say we are. I'm just in a vessel, and I just so happen to be a vessel in a black woman's body. Like, do you comprehend how they have lied to us? So, like I said, let's keep it pushing. You know, shout out to Bunny Shaw. You know, we love Bunny. You know, we say Olivia Smith. She's a very great talent. Like I said, Canada, y'all need to be watching her, not just for her talent, but you need to watch and protect her. Casey Stoney, you know what I'm saying? You need to be watching Olivia Smith just to make sure the referees are handling their business. And, you know, Casey says is all about rebuilding the trust, and what better way to speak out for your players, when you see them getting unfair treatment in a league where unfortunately a lot of the WSL teams are I guess non-POC, lol, non player of color, which they have told us it didn't used to be like this, right? They told us, I forgot, it was Anita said the league used to not be so quote unquote non-POC, you know what I mean? They actually were a lot more inclusive in a way. They may have been more, still on the same fuck shit, but at least there was more representation. You know what I'm saying? You got to take the yin and the yang in this world. If you look like a black woman, it's like, God damn, son. Anyways, we're gonna really knock on any, because when I think about it, she's amazing, right? She's a lawyer. First of all, they fucked around and found out real shit with any. We got some articles, cause she had to crack some ninjas back just a couple days ago. You know what I'm saying? Just a couple days ago, Annie had to crack someone's back because they tried to slander her. And you know how God works, how you use the system that is used to oppress you, how you use it to get your justice. You got to do it legally, right? You don't do it illegally, you do it legally. And Annie is a lawyer, so I'm not surprised. She's a very intelligent woman, and they can't do nothing with her but slander her, but degrade her, because she makes y'all look like she is a epitome of what y'all say people like us can be. You know what I'm saying? What y'all saying? You can't be an Annie Luku. Don't look at her and think you can be a lawyer and a baller at the same time. Don't, you know what I'm saying? So, they don't like players like Aluku, because she is the embodiment, a manifestation of greatness. Now, is she an angel? We don't know. I don't know her personally, but I understand what position she's in. I understand why she's targeted. Y'all, because we're vulnerable. We're in a society that preys on quote unquote the weak, and they be thinking black people, black women specifically, are weak based upon the system, based upon the construct, the mentalities that they have programmed the masses with. And she'll just tell you, you need to stop believing these narratives. You better wake up, because you're gonna fuck around and find out. And so we're gonna read a little bit about her article and what she had to do on this ninja that attempted to defame her to the public on social media. You know what I'm saying? So it's ridiculous. But if you didn't know, she's an English Nigerian, or a Nigerian. She's a Nigerian English woman, I guess. So she accused Mark Sampson. Y'all remember Mark Sampson when when England ended up getting, I think, the bronze medal? He was, or when was it? Did he help them get the bronze medal? Shit, he may have been there. But racist abuse by England coach, right? And Eluku accused then manager Mark Sampson of making racist remarks and fostering a hostile environment. One example, he joked that Eluku's Nigerian relatives might bring, quote unquote, remember when we had the pandemic of Ebola? You know what I'm saying? Like, the audacity of this ninja. So, FA's mishandling. It really sounds like also in NWSL's lack of respect for their players in all races, and y'all mishandling when the players come to y'all talking about this is abusive environment. They're toxic. This is the same thing. We're seeing the same systematic broken systems globally, because it's entangled, right? it's entangled in every part of our world, right? And we have to dismantle it, because we live in it. And especially people like that look like me, I can't start to dismantle these predatory thought forms that you have of people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? The fucking audacity that y'all think that y'all can do this shit. Like, y'all know what times we in now? Oh, we in some different times, ninja. Y'all think y'all got what y'all got, and that's the thing. I'm not gonna be human for a long time. But you best believe, while I'm human and now that I'm awake, you best believe we gonna dismantle all the lies and the fuckery narratives that y'all have put on the peoples. You know what I'm saying? In everything, in every realm, the people deserve to be free. You know what I'm saying? So FA's mishandling the Football Association initially dismissed her claims. Are we surprised? It's similar to how NWSL just dismisses anybody that complains to them. Like I said, of all races, they don't care. They like dismissive. That's the only thing they can do, is not acknowledge your issues, and that's what they do. So when you don't acknowledge someone's issue, you make them feel like, well, you're not worthy of me acknowledging you. And what does that do to your spirit? That can either break you, or that can either, you know, make you like, okay, so I see you on some fuck shit, so let me go ahead and learn what I need to do to make sure I get my just due in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So they dismissed her claims, which I'm not surprised, and even tried to silence her. What y'all was trying to do? Target her, trying to slander her character. When we're already slandered in the media, when we're already slandered in the world that we live in based upon the matrix system, what else can you do to niggas but try to silence them, or ultimately off the ninjas, right? That's all they try to do, is silence the ones that don't, you know, silence our voices. They do not want us speaking up for ourselves. They do not want us to speak out about the things that we're going through. Why is that? Because it brings awareness and it brings light to some fuckery. And when you're aware of some shit, you can either consciously change it, or you can allow the shit to continue. It's your fucking decision. You know what I'm saying? But remember, when you allow the illusion to continue, you block your own fucking chakras. And remember, you're only human briefly. The fuck? You're not gonna be human forever. I need y'all to understand. We are only here temporarily. Great. Thank God. Okay? Thank God. Now, also, Aluka was dropped from the squad and painted as a troublemaker. Are we surprised that they tried to slander her image? You know what I'm saying? Are we surprised of the tactics that they do to try to break you down? Okay? No, we're not. They do it to people all the time, every day. And especially people that look like me, that are in positions that are, you know, a football player, great one, played for Chelsea, getting called up to the English national team, the highest ranking that you can, you know what I'm saying? Performing well, you know? I don't think any was the only black girl. I think Alex Scott was around, and I think Demi Stokes, and I think Nikita Paris. I'm trying to remember if there was any more black girls, but a lot of the girls didn't defend any. A lot of the girls didn't defend her, and then they had to come out and apologize type shit. See how they make you turn against me? See how they make you turn against me? You know what I'm saying? See how they make you turn against your sister? That she's going through the same walking experience that you are, but you dismiss what she's going through. You turn a blind eye, and you allow the illusion, aka you block your chakras from seeing the reality of what is going on. And in essence, that is not good for you. Okay, that's not good for you. You don't look, they in this world, they don't remind you that what you do now will echo into your next life. And you want to be standing in your integrity. You want to be standing in your truth. So your next life, you're going to continue to have these virtues and principles that follow you deep within. And there are people around the world that will attempt to corrupt your soul, that will attempt to corrupt you, but you won't allow that to happen, because you know why? You got a strong spirit. You are not as breakable as they thought. You know what I'm saying? You're not as weak as they thought. And that's the shit they don't like, and that's the shit a lot of people are waking up to. Like, niggas ain't weak out here. We are not weak out here, especially when we've been undergoing so much shit. Especially when we've been undergoing so much shit. Do you know how much shit I've been through? Just to get here today, just to live stream with you, a lot of shit. And it's weird work, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, vindication after damage. That's really what it always happens. And honestly, the only thing that people can give us is money and leave us the fuck alone. Our reputation has to sort of kind of not be that black girl, you know, that had to sue the FA because their coach was racist. You know what I'm saying? It's still fucked up image. You know what I mean? Still fucked up image. But at least it's an image where I got some money for it. And then they even told us that the FA tried to take half of her money. Like, they didn't even pay her the full money. So not only did y'all not pay her all the money, you know what I'm saying? Y'all some hoe ass niggas. At the end of the day, hoe ass niggas. They are, it is, you know what I mean? But anyway. So after a long legal battle and media battle, because what? The media doesn't like any Why wouldn't the media not be for any? Why? Because if the media would be for any, it would prove that niggas is racist in top flight positions. Yes, that they continue to hire people that view people that don't look like them as beneath them. You know what I'm saying? And this is why we have to limit men's access to women moving forward in the women's game, because these ninjas are predatory, unfortunately, and they're not being held accountable, and nor do they want to take accountability, because when people have to take accountability, I mean, shit gets done. When you have to get taught, you know what I mean? And like I said, you can continue to do what you've been doing, but let me remind you, you think you're going to be in this body forever? No, you're not. You don't know what your next life can be. These people think they can wash their hands clean of all the fuck shit that they have done to other spirits and bodies. Fuck no. You won't be able to get to wash your hands clean. People will get their just due. Maybe not here in the 3D, but trust, believe, in the world that you can't see, in the metaphysical, in the spiritual world. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not human forever, nigga. Thank God. Like I said, these niggas be acting like they gonna be human forever. This is why they think they can do this shit. And like I said, Mark Sansom, he's a white man. So he got the system behind him in the patriarchy. So this didn't hurt his image. Everybody would probably be like, well, Mark, who gives a fuck? She's just some black whatever. You know what I'm saying? I can just imagine the type of language they were talking about when this was going on. Anyways, so vindication after damage, after a long legal battle and media battle, her claims were proven true. So come to find out, she was telling the truth. And you know what? You know what? It's always the truth. She was always telling the truth. But y'all don't believe them. Why? Innocent till proven guilty. But when it's a black person, nah, nah, nigga, either guilty or it's not true. Either guilty is not true. And like I said, I just posted about Mapi. I'm disgusted with her. I'm disgusted. Barca should get rid of her. To be honest, type shit. Like, you gonna keep that type of currency around your team? I'm disgusted. Barca? That's disgusting. Y'all supposed to be the quadruples. And y'all, y'all finally got rid of y'all's toxic ass Spanish manager, George Villa. You got the guy that got that kissed Jenny fined, but y'all got teammates that are conducting the same type of shit against other co-workers, aka players like Daniela. Y'all got this type of energy walking around. My thing is, I hope shit changed in that locker room. You know what I mean? But if shit didn't change, it's like when you look at Barca, how many black girls are on Barca? I think the only one they got right now is 2. They got Salma and they got what's her name? She's a fullback. She's I think she's the Dutch girl. So they only got 2 ninjas, 2. And that's usually how it is. They limit the niggas. Why? I don't know. Y'all afraid or something? They try to get the best ninjas too, Not the average ninjas that they be having. Not the average players that they be putting out there. They have to get the best ninja because they can't have someone that's mediocre. They won't allow that shit. But you can have a player that's not a black mediocre. No problem. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. Like I said, her claims were proven true. Mark Sansom was eventually fired for unrelated misconduct. Yeah, right. So, they love to, just, similar to like Jill Ellis, her toxicity ass had to leave San Diego Wave, not because she was toxic, but she got a job at FIFA. You know what I'm saying? She got a new opportunity. They'll give you a way out. You know what I'm saying? To make sure, like, the collective doesn't look at you as a sucker, when you are a sucker. And also, FA apologized. And, honestly, they could probably eat dirt. FA, we don't know who these people are at the head. They probably, well, we're grateful, right? We're grateful that we're grateful that, shit, nigga, they gave her some money. Fuck. You know what I mean? But y'all still took half that bitch. And like I said, but Eneluku's reputation took a hit. And because people, they tend to try to bury us on some fuck shit. Like, why the fuck would her reputation change when she was the innocent party? But because the fucking ideology and how she is and who she is Y'all just don't like to see niggas rise. Y'all just don't like us. I don't understand. It says media targeting. Even after her playing career, Aluku faced disappropriated criticism as a pundit. She's still a pundit today. I actually heard her and Karen Carney and some other body in one of the live streams I was in. I mean, one of the videos I covered, and you can even tell the energy be weird in those environments. It'd be super fake. Like Annie is very calm. She's a Pisces. She's very calm, and she has. I see that she has to watch the words that she say. She's always facing she's always facing targeting because she speaks her mind, and she's not afraid to use her platform to spread awareness and to spread enlightenment for girls that look like her and other girls that don't look like her, and for women in general. You know what I'm saying? And that's something you should, especially people like me, you got to get behind. You know what I'm saying? Often because of her outspokenness and race. They don't like it when you stand up for yourself. And that's another thing. I came across the video. One of the women's I was listening to is like, quote unquote, in the society, we as Black people are at the bottom of the totem pole. So when us quote unquote Black people start to speak up for ourselves, it makes the other people kind of scared. Like, hold on, no, y'all supposed to be at the bottom, ninjas. I don't understand. See, you're subconsciously, you don't understand why your reaction is in this way. But when you start to realize it's because of programming, you're actually not supposed to be thinking in the way that they have taught you. You're not supposed to look at me and feel some type of way. But we've been programmed, right? And then we live in a system, male-centered patriarchy, and then it is the white male, right? So, yeah, we're just, it's just layer on layer on layer on layer on fuck shit. Hella, it's just like, god damn. But anyways, of course, Daniela, man, this is all ChatGPT hit me with the facts, right? Racial, and it's always, say they always try to use race to divide us. They always use race to divide us. I don't know why. It's because I know why. It's because people really think that people are better because of their color. That's because they've been programmed. But it's like, ninjas, do you really think that? You must really not think that. And then, like I said, the only way you kind of think that is because there's systems in place to limit niggas, and then there you go, you have a justification why a nigga ain't shit and you think you are, because you actually got more opportunities than the nigga that has been, hey, you can't do nothing because this system ain't for you to thrive, so it's like, but yet still here we are, you know what I'm saying? Yet still here we are. So like I was telling you, Daniela, of course, Daniela is the player that Mapi touched allegedly inappropriately. We saw the video. I'll probably show y'all again. But radicalized media criticism during the 2023 World Cup, Daniela and other Colombian players were labeled aggressive. I don't mind about the aggressiveness and dirty. The dirty shit is like, why are they dirty? Because they dark? I understand. And not a lot of Colombian players are dark. I'm trying to think of the Colombian team right now. It's like the only Black Colombian I be looking at right now is Linda. I mean, I'm trying to remember. It's like, how many Black Colombians y'all got right now? Not many. Not many. Not many. In European media, of course, European media does it's European. First of all, Europe, y'all some racist niggas. I don't know why y'all think y'all better than niggas. I don't understand who gave you that false ideology. Let me just tell you, it ain't shit, nigga. It ain't shit. It don't mean nothing. Your stereotypes ain't shit. They're not even of value. You know what I'm saying? Like, the audacity for y'all to be thinking that you're better is crazy. And yet, niggas, we still doing good out here. We still alive. We're still happy. We're still grateful. We're still protected. You know what I'm saying? We still got our spirit intact. I still got my soul. You know what I'm saying? I'm only ascending and elevating. You know what I'm saying? I'm only pouring more fuel into me. You know what I mean? You can't break me. You can't break us. We got powerful spirits. And you must remember, it's not just Black people, but man, a lot of Black people do have to have power. You do have to have a powerful spirit living in this fucking matrix. That's for sure. As a Black person or even a brown person. Because if people still walk around unconscious to their bias, well, then you're in a way having to deal with frequencies and energies unconsciously, but I'm consciously aware, and I read energy very well. And like I said, if you on some hoe shit, I use my energy to remind you, nigga, check your fucking self. Okay? Now, 2025. This was in 2023, right, Daniela? Now we moved to 2025. The incident with Mapi, caught in 4K. Now, my thing was, it's like, damn, Mapi, they really caught you in 4K, fam. Like, the camera came to you right when you was on some fuck shit. Like perfect timing. I don't know how that happened, but God was like, hey, you need to be exposed. I can't help it. You can't tell me this shit was set up. Because who sets up a scene where I'm going to inappropriately touch a black player? Like, who does shit like that? Like, no one does shit like that. You know what I mean? No one does shit like that. Like, I'm going to purposely touch a player, you know? So, no one really does shit like that. So, Espanol. Okay, what do I say? Yeah. Mapi Leon incident 2025 in a match between Espanyol and Barcelona. Mapi Leon was caught on camera making inappropriate physical contact with Daniela. Instead of immediate support, Daniela faced online harassment. So not only was she the victim, she faced online harassment. And y'all bet, like I said, so now y'all saw how she got inappropriately touched and y'all came for her. The disrespect, you know what I'm saying? The disrespect. And Mapi could have been like, hey, look, why y'all out here? Like, okay, I did touch her, we know that you touched her, but it wasn't quote unquote in the spot that y'all think it was. But still, Mapi could have been like, hey y'all, my bad, that was on me. I should have never even touched her in that in a way where it kind of looked like that. But no, she defended herself. She talking about, I ain't do it, you know, type shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, you just lying. Just, I ain't did it. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's what you got to do. You know, that's what that she been taught. You know, she been taught to, no, we not doing that shit. Dismiss that shit, nigga. Don't believe that reality, even though we seen what happened. Don't believe with your eyes, which we just seen. You know what I'm saying? See the illusions that they'll cast. They'll try to make you believe something, even though you're literally seeing what just happened. And if you continue to be blind to that, you only block your chakras. And you don't want that shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to block your chakras. You want all your chakras lit so you can fucking use them bitches. All right. So not only did she face online harassment, not surprised, and victim blaming. Y'all was blaming the victim. Yeah, and especially women. Y'all always be blaming women, and y'all be thinking women is the problem when, you know, in this case, it was a woman-on-woman incident. But y'all always be blaming the women. It's because you've been programmed to blame the woman. You've been subconsciously programmed to think women are at the fault of everything. Why is that? I have no idea. In a patriarchy, I have no idea. Y'all niggas can't take responsibility. Like I said, this is a demonic thought form of thinking, okay? Where's the accountability? You know what I'm saying? Where's the accountability? Nowhere to be found. These niggas do not want to take accountability for their fucking demonic presence and their demonic frequency on the planet. And you know what? You know, whatever. Whatever. We're gonna eradicate y'all anyways. So Espanol had to issue a strong public statement defending her. Thank God for Espanol, because you know, if the players, just like your job, if you're but maybe we're talking about Espanol, coming out saying like, hey, we don't condone that conduct. We have to protect our players. What she did was very inappropriate. And then the comments that we say, the comments allegedly were said, do you have a D? Do you have a DICK when she made the touch? So what the fuck? Like, what? Like, what? Now that's some outlandish shit. So not only do black women have to deal with their counterparts touching them inappropriately, they have to deal with them wondering if you have a DICK. Like, the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy work. It's crazy work. The abuse some of the ladies have to go through. And like I said, the incident sparked discussions on racial bias and discrimination process. So we all found out, of course, we all found out that she got banned, right, for 2 matches. Hey, the energy was in her favor and Daniela's favor. You sit down for 2 games. You reflect on what you did. And I bet you Mapi won't ever do that shit again. And I hope she don't get caught in 4K, because then we gonna start to figure out, oh, you got a problem. You got a problem with keeping your hands to yourself. You got a problem with inappropriate touching. And we already know in Spain, y'all niggas do a little bit extra shit than we do over here in America. We don't do no 2 kisses over there. I mean 2 kisses. We don't do that shit. We don't do that over here. Y'all be different. Y'all be different. And this is the story that's very sad. Because we all know that this was a scapegoat. Diallo got scapegoated. Diallo got scapegoated on this because she's a black girl. She was in the car when it happened. And it's very disrespectful because she had to go to another club. And, you know, it just shows the lack of support, lack of protection for our black athletes, our young ones. And it's about our young ones. You know what I mean? It's about protecting our younger people. And reminding them they must use their voices when things are happening, and for also their teammates. Can y'all have some of your black teammates back? You know what I'm saying? Are y'all afraid to stand with your black teammate? Are you afraid of what you may look like if you stand next to a black person? Is that what you're afraid of? You don't want to be involved because it's not your mess. But what does that make you? How does that reflect on you? It shows that you're not a team player, nigga. You're not a team player. You're not a team player, man. So if you don't know about Diallo, she was wrongly accused in an assault case after a teammate, Cura, was attacked. Media and police immediately framed Diallo as a prime suspect with no proof, not innocent till proven guilty. She was guilty from the media and police with no proof, allegedly out of jealousy for playing time. Talk about Diallo's jealous of this woman. And you know what? This is some wild work because we know what happened, what really happened, because I got some articles. All right. Stereotyping. She was portrayed as a jealous black teammate. That is some crazy work. You see the type of shit they will tell the collective about people that look like you and me? The fuck? No, fuck I'm be jealous for another bitch for. She like 15, I don't know, Diallo was probably like 4 or 5 years younger than her. Yeah, they play similar positions. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? But now she's a jealous black teammate? Get out of here, fam. Get out of here. And so when I heard this story, I already knew it was on some fuck shit. They scapegoated Diallo. They slandered her whole career. They put her in the media talking about she's you know, jealous. She's just, you know how they just disrespect us in the media because, you know, they just think that, you know, we ain't SIHT, you know what I'm saying? And it's the disrespect. And you know why? It's because the society doesn't give a F about people that look like me, you know, or Diallo. You know why? You know why? Because we're at the bottom of the totem pole in this matrix system as they perceive. But maybe if we were given the same equal opportunities, and maybe if we weren't programmed from birth, maybe if we weren't in the hood, maybe if we weren't given smugs, you know, maybe if there was a lot of other things that were equal, you wouldn't think that we would actually be like, hold on, that doesn't make sense. Like, why would she be jealous of her? Like, that doesn't really make sense. Like, what's the real story? But niggas took it and ran with it. Niggas, not niggas, but people took and ran with it. You know what I'm saying? I call everyone niggas because duh. You know what I mean? Like I said, still no evidence. If you a nigga, you guilty until proven guilty, nigga. You guilty until proven guilty. You know, cause then it damaged her career. Not only did PSG suspend her, her name was dragged through the press. She had to, she did not re-sign a new contract with PSG. I read a little bit of the article, and it says, aftermath, she eventually released and later joined Levante, but an incident haunted her reputation and exposed how easily a black woman can be criminalized and villainized. Why they want to criminalize and villainize black women? I have no idea. If we're so at the bottom of the totem pole, why do y'all want to criminalize us and villainize us instead of the people that are actually preying on you? We're just trying to live our life without being bothered. But y'all niggas want to target us because we're the quote unquote weaker ones. Yeah, y'all fucked around and found out, huh? Because we all know she was innocent. And listen, y'all think that everything y'all have done to the people that look like Diallo, and Olivia Smith and all them, y'all think y'all gonna get away with it, but let me remind you, you will not. Let me remind you, you will not. It may not be here in the 3D, but you will get what is coming to you when it's due. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because energy must be reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So Chat GPT says these stories aren't isolated. They show a pattern. And we understand. We know the matrix system is built off pattern. We know our mind is built off pattern. We do things repetitiously. This is how we've been programmed. Our mind is a computer. So they are input certain codings into our realities to have us continue to live a certain simulation. And then when you wake up like, oh shit, I need to start coding my computer myself. That's the shit they don't like. So if they can program, of course, because I read, if they can program you through number games, you know what I'm saying? If they can program you through number games, they can program a lot of other things. Hold on. Right. So it is a programming. You need to understand we live in a simulated program. We live in a simulated program, and they have programmed the collective, first of all, to think black women, we're easy targets. We're easy targets. Ain't nobody protecting black women but black women. I mean, we ain't got nobody. We ain't got nobody but us. Because the society don't want to help us. Society thinks it's wrong to help black women. Why y'all think that it's wrong to help us? Why? Y'all scared? We can use your help, nigga. Y'all scared? What y'all think gonna happen? Like, what in essence do y'all think y'all have to fear about helping niggas? I don't understand. You've been programmed. And remember, some of y'all niggas be super happy that black people are the way they are. You know why? Because you have hatred in your heart. You got evil in your heart. You've been tainted somewhere. Someone taught you some demonic frequency, and you decided to, oh, this is my frequency today. Oh, this is how I am gonna be. You know what I'm saying? You decided to be emitting that frequency yourself, and honestly, it's to your demise. It's to your demise. You don't know how you're being bamboozled and tricked. It's such a damn shame that you get manipulated and finessed that easily. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, and like a lot of us, especially me, I had to. I started to realize I was getting bamboozled and hoodwinked. You know what I mean? So, hey, look, it is what it is. You live and you learn, nigga. Now, like ChatGPT said, these stories aren't isolated. They show a pattern. Quick suspicion of wrongdoing. Y'all niggas is quick to think that niggas is doing something wrong because you've been programmed that way. Niggas, whenever they do something, it's suspicious, nigga. Especially if they start to speak out for themselves. That's hella suspicious. Hella suspicious. Are they trying to defend themselves? That's super suspect. See, y'all will allow someone to not defend themselves, and you don't think that's suspicious. But when a nigga defends themselves, you're like, that's suspicious. You see how they got y'all programmed backwards? Man, this shit deep. Anyways, undermining of talent and voice. They don't like to promote black greatness, black excellence, because it changes the narrative of black people. You know what I'm saying? It shows y'all like, hey niggas, we just like y'all nigga. We can be just as great. And you know what? Because we're so great in this system, in essence, I'm not saying we greater, but damn near we had to be in this bitch just to get to where you quote unquote are, ho. You know what I'm saying? We had to do a little bit more, nigga, to break through because of the system, because of the programming, because of the frequency vibrations that they have us trapped in. And if you don't have a spirit of, you know what I'm saying, give me liberty and I'm not dying. And even if I do die, thank God, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not human. I'm only experiencing being human temporarily. You know what I'm saying? So I have no fear on my next life because I'm in my purpose. I'm doing what I need to do, which is share the women's game. And now we finna be, share the women's game. That's what I've been doing. I'm gonna continue to talk about the football game, and we gonna continue to talk about things we've been talking about. Anyways, Undermining of talent, of course, some of our great players will never be recognized because of the system. If Bunny never wins like a Leon, if she ever goes to another team and maybe win like a Champions League or whatever, you know, like y'all don't want to give black people trophies, especially black women. I don't understand. And like I said, undermining of talent and voice. We need to be able to speak from our heart. You know, that's why they try to censor niggas. They don't want niggas to have freedom of speech. Because when we use, and especially if we speaking from a heart, we're speaking from a space of the soul that connects to other souls. When we speak from this, it changes the frequency and vibration of the world that we're in. And if we continue to do it consistently, not only does it liberate us, but those that end up coming across our trail end up also freeing themselves. So I didn't realize that, you know, us as, you know, awakened people, that we are also allowing other people to wake up too. You know what I'm saying? Even more, but on a more frequency level. Because we live in a vibrational world. We live on a frequency world, and if you're not tuned into certain frequencies, you're not gonna see certain things, type shit, you know. And so that's why I feel like if you're into women's football, or if you're into, like, you know, if you're a black woman or a black athlete, you may, you know, come across more. It's a frequency. So you tune your frequency, you tune your antenna to your prosperity. You tune your antenna to self-development. You tune your antenna to using all your chakras, especially if you're a black woman, to free yourself from this oppressive system that they attempt to trap us in. And we ain't having this shit. And it says lack of institutional protection. When niggas don't have institutional protection, whose protections do we have? Ourselves, and there's just something in us. Or maybe there's a higher power that's in us that helps us. I'm protected by God. I don't know about you, but the shit that I've been through and the shit that I've overcome, there must be a source that works through me to keep me protected, to keep me out of trouble, to keep me and help me to move with gratitude and purpose, to continue to do what I think is right, not in the way the shadow government or the world perceives as right, in a way that liberates my soul, the one that frees my spirit from the suppression and the bullshit that was never supposed to happen based upon us being born into this simulation. You know what I'm saying? So biased media that dehumanizes. So biased media has been put out here to the collective to dehumanize not only women, but black women, but, you know, women in the collective, but black women. Why they want to dehumanize niggas? Why y'all want to do that? I don't understand. What is it about us that y'all just think that we just not human? What is it? See, it's a spiritual thing. It's not on us. It's in us. There's something in us that they are afraid of. There's something in us that just like, it's just, you a little different, nigga. You, like, who are you? Who are you? Who are these niggas? Like, who are they? Really? So we need to dehumanize them. So in every platform that you see, especially the black woman, she is dehumanized. They don't want to see her in a light that is positive, that is uplifting, that is all those beautiful things that you want to label other niggas in categories. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And also, it erases black athletes. They don't want you to know about our great black athletes. They only want to remind you of these non-POCs, or yeah, not the black. They want to remind you of people that are not black. Like, so we got great players that are they really great? I guess they're great. I don't know, but they don't want you to remember the black excellence in sports. It's a damn shame. Like, it's a damn shame. And why is that? Why y'all don't want to do? Why y'all try? You know what I'm saying? Why y'all want to do that? Why y'all want to do that? Is it because? Well, like, there's no explanation that is in the physical that can explain why they attempt to do all these things to not only black people, but black women especially. It must be something in us. It can't be seen in the physical. Apparently it can't be seen in the physical. It's all spiritual. It's all spiritual. There's something in us that they know, quote unquote, that just they don't want us to unlock. our chakras type shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but ChatGPT helped us out 100%, 100%. ChatGPT. I don't know if y'all should ask ChatGPT some questions and start to understand, because ChatGPT is just us in a reflection. It's us in a reflection in ways to be able to help us break down the simulation. I don't know about you, but I'm using AI to help me break down the fucking simulation, break down the thought forms, and understand why people think the way they think, and how can we as a collective change the frequency on the planet that we're in, especially because I use football through it. So how can we use football to break down these limiting beliefs that they have on not only women, women athletes, but also our black athletes that we have that are very good. We got a lot of black athletes that are great, especially we see a lot of them in America. Damn near it was almost like we had a whole America full of black players, and because we can, but they don't want all black people. You know what I'm saying? France might have only black people because they're white. You know what I'm saying? Their non-POCs is just not good enough. It could be what it is. All right, man. I don't know if I want. This is a long read. This is a long read right here. I don't know if I want to get into that right now. All right, let's get on to But let me tell you what happened with this. It's some sucker ass shit, huh? On this. Let's see. All right, but let me just show you this one real quick. And let me show you the disgusting comments that were made underneath this article. It says Anita believes male pundits are slowly taking over the women's game. Is she right? We can't have nothing to ourselves, can we, huh? Y'all niggas just need to be invasive, huh? Y'all want to come over here and talk with the ladies? Can't y'all just stay in the men's game? Like, can the women have something to ourselves? No, of course not in the patriarchy. Of course not in the patriarchy. These niggas think they have access to the ladies because we live in a simulated system in a patriarchy. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't shit, niggas. All right, let me get on the article and let's see what they say real quick. Oh. All right, hold on.
Anita states she fears male pundits, coaches and agents are taking over women's football and not enough females are used on TV. As she says, we have gone backwards. Aluko outlined her thoughts in response to a post from her agency in which they congratulated her for making history 10 years ago to the day by becoming the first woman to be a pundit on Match of the Day.
First of all, I didn't know she was the first woman pundit to become Match of the Day. I ain't know she was the first one, but she's a legend. You know what I'm saying? She's a pioneer. And she's an inspiration for not only me but younger generations to continue to believe in themselves. That just because they say you're not welcome in this space, nigga. What do the old girls say? You every room you step in, you belong there. Every room you step in, you belong there. And you use your fucking energy to remind niggas what the fuck is going on. You don't gotta say something. You don't gotta be quote unquote, they always say, you don't gotta use your voice. You use your energy. You remind people we live in a frequency world. You can talk all that, but my energy will always speak for itself. See, they use magic, witchcraft with the words to speak death or life over you. And you see on the media, they only speak death over black people. Clearly. The only time when do they speak life over niggas? When they win the Super Bowl? Shit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they only be speaking death over niggas in the media. And y'all be eating this shit up because y'all be believing it. You know why? Because y'all been programmed. Now that you're aware, now that you have the awareness, you have the opportunity to make changes within yourself. You got to go within and reflect in yourself. You always got to make sure you're good within, because this world, because this world is a reflection. When you go outside, your outer world is your inner world. So you need to make sure your inner world is full of the good stuff that you love, the good stuff that's working for you. Keep your heart pure. Keep your heart balanced. Love yourself, because the world don't love black people. Unfortunately, you can see it. I'm seeing it today, 2025. The world don't love black people, especially black women. I didn't know that. I didn't know y'all didn't fuck with niggas. I didn't know y'all didn't like niggas like that. I really thought y'all was like, I really thought I was in La La Land thinking y'all niggas really fuck with us. Some of y'all do, not all of y'all, but some of y'all do. You know what I mean? But you gotta be your biggest cheerleader, especially if you black. You gotta be the one that believes in yourself the most, because you ain't gonna have people on the outside telling you to keep going. I mean, unless you find your soul tribe. You know what I'm saying? You find your soul tribe. Well, yeah, they gonna fuck with you. You know what I mean? They're gonna lift you up. They're gonna continue. But you know, I have a lot of great teachers on the internet that continue to inspire me to do the things that I do. So I'm grateful for them. They're not all black. They're all shades, because you know, me as an awakened being, I understand energy, and the energy doesn't lie. So when I come across people that share similar energy with me, I can identify them. And they don't even, sometimes, like I said, sometimes they don't look like me, especially because I have a lot of Aquarian energy. So I'm already kind of like different energy from majority of the collective. That's why I've always been an outcast, you know, and I just so happen to come in the quote unquote perfect vessel as a black woman. So in essence, if you do find me as a you know, I'm really an outcast, awakened individual, but I use the biggest sport to help break down the matrix simulation that has been set in place to not only harness our life force energy, but to keep us keeping us from exceeding and reaching the goals and dreams and aspirations that we desire, you know? So because I have fought so hard to be in the position that I am in, I don't want my younger generation to have to go through the same shit that I had to, because who am I as an older person to put that on the younger generation? The younger generation needs to know about what type of reality, about the reality that we live in. The younger generation needs to understand that you have the ability to create. Understand that there will be frequencies, there will be things that target you because you move in a way that is not traditional to the simulation. So, like I said, I'm a walking Neo out here every single day, nigga. I'm a Neo. I'm a Trinity every single day. There's not many Neos and Trinities in my environment. But you know what? Does that stop me from doing what I have to do? No. I continue to break through. I continue to persevere because I have a mission. Like I said, it's not for quote unquote people right now. This is for the future generation. This is for the young kids, young children that need guidance, because I wasn't guided. Ain't nobody tell me this shit. I had to come across this shit on my own. Nobody was awakened in my family. If you end up having awakened parents, that's beautiful. But not everyone had awakened parents. Not everyone had children that knew about this world that we live in. So you've been assimilated with the matrix, right? So, you know, my siblings, they know that I'm awake. They know I see the world different. My family knows that I was different, and this is why I was targeted so heavily. I had to. You wouldn't believe the shit that I overcame, because it's not on me, right? You can't tell that I've been through shit. Especially, I'm a nigga. I'm a black woman. You wouldn't believe me. You know why? Because y'all are quick to dismiss. You know why? Because you've been programmed that way. And you know why? Hey, because sometimes y'all just don't give a fuck. It is what it is. Anyways, it doesn't hurt my soul. It doesn't hurt my spirit. I just acknowledge that these are some of the thought forms and frequencies that are out here. But damn, did you know what? I don't give a fuck. You know why? Because I still persevere. I still get better every day. You know, I still get better every day. And I thank God for that. You know why? Because it's not on me. It's in me. This is something you can't take from me. And like, I'm very grateful because people attempted to apparently suppress my voice from speaking my truth. And that's some weird shit. Y'all some weird niggas that tried to do that shit. Try to take the life that I have destined for me. The fuck? You can go out there and create your life too, ho. Why y'all trying to take shit from niggas when y'all can actually go out there and do the work yourself? Y'all lazy spirited? Y'all lazy minded? What is this? You don't believe in yourself enough to go out there or to do the inner work and configure and shape your reality? You don't believe in the power of yourself? And see, this is what they have done to a lot of the collective. They have taken our power away in the belief that we can't create a world for ourselves. In the world, but not of the world. I'm in the world, but I'm not of the world, clearly. But I love women's football. You know what I'm saying? All right, keep going, Annie.
She wrote, I would love to be able to say in 10 years we've progressed in terms of women in football broadcasting. In some ways we have gone backwards. Aluko then continued to list her concerns by mentioning 3 reasons to why things have gone backwards. 1. There are still only 1 or 2 maximum regular punditry spots for women across several broadcasters. 2. Men are now dominating broadcasting and coaching in the women's game because more money has become available. 3. Sexism, misogyny and racism is still widespread within football fan culture. Aluko rounded off her points by stating, there is still a long way to go.
So there's only 1 or 2 spots for women to get the opportunity to be a pundit across the webcast. Now, this is when the ladies have to start having their own platforms. But then again, like I said, you're not really covering the games. You're kind of outside the system. You're independent, like me, right? But Annie is a former player, so she was assimilated to this reality because she was a former player, and from her playing, she continued to climb the quote unquote corporate ladder. So like I said, sports was never for women. They allowed women to play sports. Because they allowed women to play sports because we allowed y'all to play sports. You know what I mean? The audacity of the mentality of these men back in the day, and now some that still uphold, because I mean they benefit from the patriarchy, right? So that ideology is demonic, and you can look at our world. You can look at our world and where we are right now, especially in America compared to other geographical locations. Yes, but she's in England. We know England's super racist, unfortunately. All right, what else did she say?
2. Men are now dominating broadcasting and coaching in the women's game because more money has become available.
So the niggas are coming over here because of the money. They ain't coming over here because they want to fuck with women's football. Y'all coming over here because the women's game is growing and there's more cash. The more currency, the more attention we put in. And like I said, I don't listen to any other commentators because I have my own platform and I talk about the game in my esoteric way, in my own way, because I see the game different. I speak soul, I speak life into the game. I'm different. I change the frequency of the game because I understand that they have to push a narrative. I'm not here to push a narrative. I'm here to tell you what the fuck I see, but also behind the scenes as well, because we read energy over here. I don't know about you, but they don't be reading energy on the broadcasting things because they can't. It's not their job. It's not their job to tell you the energies. It's not their job to tell you the truth. It's their job to lie to you. It's their job to cast illusions and spells over you, because this is Hollywood Matrix bullshit. So the men are not here because they support women's football. The men are here because there's more money involved. And are we surprised that men are not trying to help women? Of course. Men have never been trying to help women. That's why they oppress women. It's a sad thing to say, but you know, like I said, I'm only human temporarily, and I just happen to be in a woman's vessel. And so I'm gonna ride out my life and be very grateful that I ended up waking up to this simulation matrix and all the fuckery that was going on. Because, you know, if I continued to live a dumb, deaf, blind sheep life, my life would not be as good or as great as not as good as I have created. So what I've created, you know, I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be here. Anita Flying High would never be born. I would have never put myself on social media. Never. I was that type of ninja. I would never put myself on the internet. Ever. But I'm ahead of my time, clearly. And so this is how, you know, this is just is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's not on me, nigga. It's in me. And you can't take it from me. Remind yourself of that. You try, but you can't. I'm protected. Heavenly. Thank God. You know why? Because I stand in truth and in integrity. I stand in truth and integrity. And God knows my heart. I don't got to worry about what you think. Because you outside of me. I don't got to worry about what you think. God knows my heart. And then, like I said, God knows what the fuck experiences that not only do we go through, but we go through individually. But we got to persevere. We got to stand strong. You know what I'm saying? Feed your soul with things that are going to uplift you. You need to feed your soul, because they will feed your soul with toxicity, with just weird. They'll feed your soul to be a dumb, deaf, blind, sheep, weak individual. And you don't want that, because like, you didn't come down here to be anybody's slave. You came down here to experience the human life. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all got whatever your purpose is here on earth, whatever frequency vibration you have to bring down to help the planet. Some of y'all, you have to understand what type of energy that you are. Know yourself, right? And it's an everyday thing, right? It's an everyday thing, because you're always going to be constantly evolving. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to stay stagnant the way they want us to. You know, we can change our energy, and we can continue to rise in frequency as a collective, so we can all live a better life. You know, we can all live a better life, because we all deserve a better life. We all deserve a better life than the life that they have, quote unquote, set up for us as the masses. Because it's not just me individually. I'm a smaller sector of the humanity. But globally, they have suppressed our human life. They have limited the access that we have to experience the beautiful Gaia that we know Gaia is. You know what I mean? If I do ever come back to Earth, I hope it's in the future where we got flying cars, or fuck around, I can fly in this bitch. That's why my name is the Flying High. So, anyways.
3. Sexism, misogyny and racism is still widespread within football fan culture.
Sexism, misogyny, and racism are still widely in the football culture. It's not just because it's in the football culture, it's because it's a society thing. It's a humanity thing. Because you have, like I said, you think in the program, in the simulation, and I'm gonna actually go to ChatGPT, because I had asked ChatGPT, why do people, like I said, why do people still want to be racist in this time? Like, that only blocks you from connecting to great spirits, you know, to help elevate humanity, you know, like, and that's weird, because like, they be really thinking like y'all gonna be human forever. And I just don't be understanding. Like, they don't be knowing that they're not human. They're experiencing humanness. Like, do you comprehend? So that's the lie that we're told, right? So that's why a lot of people think in the way that they do. Which is a lie, right? And when you lie to the masses, I mean, they keep lying to us because, you know, they don't want us to wake up and love each other like each other's neighbor. They want to continue to have us fighting each other. But like I said, if you got bad energy, nigga, stay the fuck away from me. You know what I'm saying? 100%. I'm a peep game. If I don't peep it right away, I may peep it down the line, but once I peep it, nigga, you cut the fuck off, nigga, type shit. Because you got to protect your energy. You got to protect your peace. Because niggas are vampires. The shadow government's vampires. And they'll try to taint your soul. They'll try to taint your heart and make you be bitter like they are, soulless like they are. Why? Because someone's told them and sold them a lie. And you know what? They allowed that reality to consume them. And over here, we won't allow fear and all that weird demonic shit to consume us, nigga. Like, no, nigga, I've already lived in that hell, okay? And I have broken free type shit. So, sexism, misogyny, and racism. Y'all need to get this shit out your head. How does it work? It starts with us every single day. We have to be consciously aware. I can't be, well, I don't try to be racist to anybody. You know what I mean? I try to just be my, be by myself, do what I need to do because, I'm already quote unquote, targeted. I'm already looked at as a dehuman. There's a lot of things that I already have to deal with when I don't really be racist to other people because I'm like, the fuck? I know what it's like to have people be racist to you and to me. You know what I'm saying? The misogyny definitely probably have a lot of work to do when it comes to like internalized misogyny. We live in a patriarchal society and I'm a black woman. So it's like a lot of things have been told to us about, especially black women. So probably got a lot of still anti-misogyny I got to work on. Misogyny, and then sexism. I'm a woman. I can't help that I'm a black woman in this vessel this time around. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, once we start to eradicate and break down those demonic strongholds, but it all starts with the patriarchy. You got to break down patriarchy's demonic hold over the society. But if men don't want to give up the power, well, what do they say? We got to starve them the niggas. That's why they say there's a lonely epidemic for the men. You starve them of your attention because they're losing life force because they drain women's energy. It's crazy to understand how men have been manipulating women all these times. And now that it's being exposed because of the awakening, they're trying to roll back all this stuff, especially I live in America. But here's the thing. I'm not going to be here that long. I just don't see myself living in America for that long, maybe. But even if I do, nigga, like, I'm not in the world. You know what I mean? I'm not of this world, so I already think differently. I'll have to move differently, and I will be guided to do things that I need to do to continue to do my purpose. And like I said, I'm only here temporarily, and I have no fear. You shouldn't fear, death. You shouldn't fear anything that you can't see because that's all an illusion, right? Be in the present moment with me and understand that, you're a powerful creator, and it's in you, not on you. And, you have this power to create and speak great things over yourself because even if you're not even a black woman, if you're just a professional athlete as a woman, niggas don't want to see you win. Niggas don't want to see you win. Niggas shit on women athletes so much. They're like, well, no one watches women's football. No one watches women's basketball. I'm like, nigga, first of all, they were told they can't even play. It was exclusively for the boys. So all y'all niggas that shit on the women's sports that are going to eventually take off, because they're like 50, 70, 80, 100 years behind y'all. Like, y'all, the fact that y'all don't want to speak life over women is eye-opening, Why y'all don't want to speak life over the women's game? Why don't y'all want to speak life over women? Because y'all want to keep us down? Why? Because y'all think y'all better than us? Well, too late, nigga. We don't give a fuck what y'all think. But like I said, there's a lot of racism, there's a lot of misogyny, and there's a lot of sexism in the women's game still. And like I said, do women want to become coaches? Do women want to become pundits? Maybe not, right? Like, maybe they do, but it's going to be more of a influx as the younger generation come through, because they're going to be a lot more aware and attuned to the in a way to how to move. So these men that are coming from, I guess, wherever, we gonna peep game. And are you successful with your team or not, fam? And if you're not successful, you need to get fired. So I don't understand why we don't be running through men when they're not successful. Why are y'all, like I said, Garrett Taylor, why the fuck was that nigga here that long when he sucked? See, These niggas, if it was a woman, she would have been fired. But y'all niggas be loving to suck each other off and keeping each other in power. So, y'all niggas is weird. And especially when y'all deny that that's what y'all's doing, right? They call them lovers of men. So I'm a women lover. So, but anyways, yeah, patriarchy. A patriarchy is a demonic stronghold over the masses. And I didn't know that I was going to come down here as a woman in a black woman's vessel and be awakened to that, So that is something that's like, damn, that's so eye-opening. Like, what the fuck? Like, and we gotta shift through the energy. And I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad God has opened my eyes and I have decided to see things for what they are, right? See things for what they are, because it's right in front of our faces, right? But look at some of the comments. People were saying, I don't really know where this was on. Oh yeah, here it is. Daily Mail Sport. And so some people said, let's look at the comments. We're gonna do all comments, cause wait. Do I need a refresh in this bitch? Man, let me refresh. So this Dusty, who the fuck this nigga? She should either stay away from football or just stick to women's games and not male. She likes attention too much. 15 likes, some laughs, and some hearts. Some people replied, she should stay away from men and women's game. She gives female pundies a bad name. What? How she give female pundies a bad name when she's only speaking? All she's done is speak up for herself and win in this bitch. Because we going to go over what she just won in current day. And they're still in the process, but she's already, taking W's. Okay? So, these no good suckers always trying to bash women. Says the other way around. We don't want women telling us how men should play. Ain't nobody was over there, but it was the only way we could get in. Says it's easy. Keep women in women's football and men in men's game. I fed up with women on TV in the men's game. Well, niggas don't wanna leave us alone. Niggas wanna come over here because one, they're not good enough to coach the men's game. So they're like, well, we can get in with the women because they don't have that many coaches, And then y'all suck. And y'all wonder why the men didn't want y'all. See? Yeah. Like if the men didn't want you, what makes you valuable for us? It should totally be a total reject. You ain't good enough for us. In general, you ain't a woman. But like I said, some of these ninjas don't even have the background to be even coaching top flight players. Because they ain't never coached top flight players. And they ain't been in the trenches or been assistants to actually make their way up and actually have the knowledge and vision and ability to talk to the ladies in a way that they need to get them to win championships. It doesn't work. Y'all don't have the information. And so basically y'all have to learn as y'all go. And that's awful because it's like, why are we giving a nigga opportunity to learn as they go? And they trash. And when the men didn't want to give them the opportunity to learn as they go. If the men are not giving y'all opportunities to learn as y'all go, we shouldn't be either. And this is why Michelle Kang continues. This is why Michelle Kang, and they said in other European conversations that the women's game cannot follow the men's game because the men's game hasn't evolved, and the women's game is going to evolve very quickly. Okay, so. And these are all men too, right? It says, what about all those games? Men suddenly, they're all loads of women commentators. ITC. Didn't hear anything then. It says, she should stick to women's game and men to men's game. Games, we don't want to hear her whining nonsense. She craves for attention. She craves for media attention. Soon she'll challenge the world, mankind in court on public opinion. All these men. All these men. Y'all no good suckers. See, I mean, are we surprised to hear from men and only their negativity? Are we surprised? No, not surprised at all. Not surprised. They don't want to see a woman do well. That's why in a lot of the spaces, an educated woman should be feared, because she won't take what she want. Not only does she make a lot of money, she won't take your bullshit. She won't take your bullshit. That's what they don't like about any. And also, she black. They don't like the fact that she black, unfortunately. Hey, she can't help that she came down here in a woman's vessel. All right, what we got over here? What we got here? We got. All right, this nigga. So, I don't even know who this nigga Joey is, but he ain't shit. Joey defamed any Analuku with social media post. High court judge rules. So you see it right here. These niggas be on social media defaming the black woman. Why? Because you jealous? Who the fuck are you, Joey? Don't you got other shit to do than talk shit about a black woman? Huh? Don't you got some other shit to do? What do y'all be doing, niggas, besides trying to harass and target black women? Huh? What other things do you got to do, nigga? Like, don't you got other shit to do? These niggas got no thing to do but to bash black women. And it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense that y'all don't have anything else to do besides, we see it on the social media. All these niggas go on the internet and all they want to do is talk shit about people that look like me and people that look like any. I don't understand what we did to hurt you. What did any do to you? Did she ever come up and what did she do? Did she say something that triggered you? She must have said something that triggered you, and then you just went off a ledge. We don't be understanding where all the smoke come from when it comes to these ninjas, especially if y'all view us quote unquote as beneath y'all niggas. But like I tell y'all, people that are the people that have been viewed as the bottom, we using all our chakras to remind y'all have been lied to. You have been fed a lie. You have been lied to about people that look like me and any. You have been lied to. You have been lied to. Now, it is up to you to maybe consider or change your narrative about people that look like any and me, or you could continue to perpetuate the system that we currently live in. But let me tell you one thing: the next generation, they ain't on this fuck shit. They ain't on this fuck shit. You know why? Because there's people like me, there's people like any, and there's a lot of other people that are using their platforms to dismantle that narrative, to remind you whatever they tell you about us ain't true. It ain't true. Don't believe it. 100%. That's a lie. Fraudulent. They're casting illusions over your eyes. Please be aware. Please be aware. They're casting spells over your eyes. Whatever they told you was a lie. Who you gonna believe? You gonna believe someone that ain't never gonna pop up in your reality? Or are you gonna believe someone that has popped up in your reality? You get to make the decision. You get to make the choice. You know why? Because that's your power. You have a choice. Now, when your choice is taken from you, that's some bullshit, right? That's some bullshit. You know what I mean? When frequencies have been put in place to prevent you, that's some bullshit. And then you not knowing why that shit's happening, because outside forces, stuff you can't see, has been put into places to limit that. Now that's some fuckery. That's some manipulation. But you see how they've been doing us? And y'all think y'all been believing. Y'all been believing this fuckery. Y'all been believing, drinking the Kool-Aid. But it's time for y'all to wake up and realize everything y'all have been told, everything that we have been told has been a whole lie. And this is why I had to reprogram my whole mind. I had to unlearn all the shit that you have to unlearn all the shit, all the bullshit, all the false programming that they have programmed into our lives based upon the people that we're connected to, based upon the media. And you got to change your whole narrative. You got to change the whole thing. You know what I mean? Especially, I'm thankfully, and I can't even blame the women that are, I said, you know, that are in current situations that are quote unquote not favorable for them. But, you know, this society is predatorial. All these predators walking around. So, that was Joey Barton, I don't know who the fuck he is. But anyways, has been found to defame the former footballer and TV pundit Anitasjoint by a high court judge. This was April 9th, right? So, social media posts made by Barton, 42, about Anitasjoint's in January 2024, including one where Barton alleged she was a race card player, were defamatory. The judge has ruled. So I'm telling you, we're getting justice. We're getting justice right now. The hammer is being judged, nigga. The hammer going down. If we were still living in a racist, misogynistic, sexist society, Annie wouldn't get no justice. Daniela wouldn't get no justice. But little by little, we popping up these holes. We getting that justice. The currency, the frequency is changing. God class judgment. And nigga, you was defaming her. You ain't shit. Why you come from any? So she was a race card player. It's funny that it's always someone that's not even the race that has something to say about race. Y'all ain't shit niggas. You have the let's see what this nigga Joey Barton looks like. So he's a white man. And he's from England. And he still got smoked he got smoked for Eddie? You got what she do to you? Does she trigger something in you? Do you like black women? And you actually want to get with her? Let me tell you, sir, doing the shit that you do is not how you get black women. Being disrespectful to black women is not how you get black women. No. We're already disrespected enough on the planet, bitch. But this nigga, he a white man. So he think he can say whatever he wants because he's a white man. He think he can say whatever he wants because he's a white man. And the judge was like, I don't know if the judge was a white man, but the judge was like, nah, nigga, you can't do that shit. The judge sided with any, right? So she got the decision of you tried to defame her character. A 30-year-old former England international was subjected to comments on Barton's ex after she appeared as a pundit during the ITV's FA Cup coverage in January of last year. And remember, God forbid she be a face in the men's game and then her talking that slick shit. You know what I'm saying? God, that's the shit they done. Like, not only do I got to see this ninja on screen, she talking shit. Oh, let me go on Twitter. Yeah, that's y'all sucker ass niggas. That's y'all sucker ass niggas. You said, yes, stigma is hard thing to break down. It's a society thing. It's a frequency, vibrational, spiritual warfare out in these bitches. They don't want to see a nigga win. They don't want to fuck. They don't want to fuck with any. Man, y'all don't like any because she speaks out. Y'all don't like any because she talks real shit. What would any have to lie about? Talking about she playing her race car. She was a race player. Nigga, she probably be the only nigga on the field. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand where y'all be coming from. You ain't never had to deal with your race coming into the conversation. But anytime it's a non-POC or it's a POC, a player of color, especially niggas, y'all got something to say. Y'all some jealous ass. I don't know what's wrong with y'all niggas. I really don't know. Y'all got a weak ass mentality. And not even weak, it's demonic. I don't even know this nigga Joey. But y'all got demonic mentalities because demonicness has been able to roam free on the planet. You know what I'm saying? So not only did Annie say something that triggered this nigga to go on social media like a bitch, and say something and try to slander her character because he ain't like what she say. Psh. So, and then she had to clap she had to clap that nigga's cheeks real quick, talking about, Barton could defend the statements if the case proceeds to trial. With Aluko saying she would look forward to proving my case against him in court if he decides to. There you go, nigga. There you go. She said, "Hey, bring your ass to court, bitch. Bring your ass to court, Joey. Bring your ass to court." She's saying it right there. She said she lining you up, nigga. Come through. Are you scared? You scared? Look, you still a white male in the patriarchy. You still a white male in the patriarchy. It's okay. Come through, nigga. Come through. You still a white male in the patriarchy. What you gonna do? How is this gonna affect you? What can any do to hurt your white male privilege? Huh? But you over here trying to slander a black queen. You a hating ass, sucker ass nigga. Not surprised. Like she said, bring your ass through, nigga. She said, Barton could defend the statements if the case proceeds to trial, with Analuko saying she looked forward, nigga, to proving my case against him in court if he decides to. The ball's in your court, ho. The ball's in your court, bitch. You was talking all that shit behind the keyboard, bitch. Show up in your suit, ho, and defend yourself. I bet you won't do it. We'll see if he do it. I don't give a fuck. She already won with the judge saying this nigga tried to defame her. Case settled. Nigga, case settled. The judge did not rule in your favor. The judge was with any. And it also shows the judgment what's going down on the planet. Y'all can't see what's going down here right now? The awakening will be televised, nigga. The awakening will be televised, nigga. This whole world is just going down. All the weak mentalities of people trying to oppress people, of people trying to silence people harnessing other people's energy because they can't figure out how to do it for themselves. All that demonic shit is no longer, we're not living in those frequencies anymore. You can no longer try to push someone down for your gain. Bitch, the fuck is wrong with you? You should have never been doing that in the first place. Because this only hurts your soul. This only hurts your vessel. Because you think that you're only going to be human. We only here temporarily. See, whatever the fuck they promised you was a lie. Whatever they told you that you were going to get of this world was a lie. Remember that. It's a lie. They've been lying to you since the get-go. You know what I'm saying? Since the jump. But since you're a white male, I mean, you benefit from it the most. But they oppress you too, white man. You need to understand that too. They make y'all weak spiritually. They make y'all weak spiritually by having the world system set up the way it is. So your next life, you may have handicaps, bitch. Not in the way that you think handicap is in this realm, but handicaps in a realm where, nigga, your spirit is not able to move the way you need to move because you were living in a fucking construct system where your spirit had more freedom to flow. You didn't have as much resistance as other niggas. And so therefore, you weren't able to grow. You weren't able to grow on planet Gaia, where we're supposed to be growing and changing. You didn't get the opportunity to grow because the patriarchy said, no. You don't gotta grow, nigga. You shit on everyone else beneath you, and we got you. You solid. See, and that's the lie they told y'all, and you believed it. You know why? Because you a weak-ass spirit. You a weak-ass spirit. You a weak-ass spirit. You believed the fucking indoctrination that you couldn't do it in you. You thought you needed an artificial system outside yourself to make you be that nigga. And come to find out, you weak-spirited. Come to find out, you weak-spirited. And now, y'all fighting, scared. Y'all fighting, trying to change laws and shit to oppress women. Y'all some sucker, weak niggas. It's obvious to see. Like I said, y'all are weak. Y'all are weak. Because you live in a society that has not made you grow. You live in a society that has not made you get fucking better. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it hurts the masses. It hurts everyone. Not just black women, not just black men, not just white men, white women. It hurts everyone. And that's the thing that we're waking up to. This whole predatory society hurts the whole humanity, hurts everyone, because we're not able to move in the way that we're supposed to, together, moving together with purpose. Teamwork make the dream work. We all use the frequencies and energies to uplift each other instead of tear each other down. But niggas have been told and fed a lie, and niggas have been weak-spirited, and they believed it. And, you know, they settled. Hey, look, I can understand if you a white man, like, hey, I'm in a patriarchy, nigga, I'm winning. I can understand. But did you forget that you won't be a white man in the patriarchy forever, nigga? That's the shit. Y'all be lacking foresight. You lacking foresight, nigga. And then when you start to realize, hold on, I'm oppressing other peoples. I don't think this is right. No, you continue to make policies and systems to suppress the peoples even more and create more ways to do it more demonically. Y'all ain't shit niggas. Y'all weak spirited. But let me tell y'all did a really good thing, because the world has been asleep for a long time. But now, everybody and their mama waking the fuck up, because it's time, nigga. It's time. It's time for everyone to be able to go out and pursue their dreams and passions and goals without not being met with frequency, energetic warfare, because niggas don't want to see you shine, because niggas don't want to see you escape and gain generational wealth. Niggas don't want to see you have food on your table. Niggas don't want to see you win. They don't want to see you doing better than them. Why you don't want to see a nigga doing better than me? Like, I don't understand. Who taught you that logic? I'll tell you, the patriarchy, bitch. The patriarchy. You've been programmed. You've been lied to. And that sucks, because like I said, y'all gonna be the most weakest niggas in y'all next life. It's not unless you start to change, unless you start to help us unless you start to help other people that look like you wake the fuck up and realize that this way of living is not it's not going to help us advance as a society. It's going to destroy us as a society. And at this rate, the men would bomb their own world before they maybe allow the whole world to be free, which is crazy, because y'all niggas created weapons of mass destruction. Y'all the niggas that are insane mentally, yet we're supposed to be listening to y'all. Like I said, y'all the niggas that are batshit ludicrous crazy. And like I said, y'all gonna be the same spirits that are gonna be weakened in the next life, because you have decided not to take steps. But you can take steps today. You can take steps today to start to change your frequency, start to see the world in a different way. Start to see, because we're living in the age of Aquarius right now, where we as a collective are one. We starting to remember, oh shit, we need to be on the same kind of frequency to manifest a higher vibrational timeline for planet Earth. For planet Earth, it's not just in our own individualistic realities, it's for the whole planet. So like I said, especially for black people, we want more people to wake up, to understand, like, hey, I'm oppressed over here because I'm a black woman. Not only because I'm a woman, I'm black. And we need everyone to help shift raise the frequency, because when the frequency is high, this race shit is irrelevant. It's about your energy. It's about your energy. The race shit is irrelevant, because remember, it's in you, not on you. My how I look, this is on the outside. This is on the outside. Yes, have I experienced life as a black woman? Yes, but this is outside. This is a false illusion. My energy will speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? So we need everyone's help to wake up the collective. Everyone. Now, if you don't want to wake up and still to be demonic and all that shit, listen, I'm telling you, you're setting yourself up for failure. And like I said, you're gonna catch the esoteric whatever energy that you get. We gonna eat you, literally. You think you gonna eat us? We're actually gonna eat that. That's why I alchemize demonic energy. We alchemize energy that is not here to serve us, and we gonna eradicate all that demonicness off the planet. We can't do it all. But we gonna do our best to eradicate all that negative, low vibrational frequency that y'all have the people stuck in, so we can eliminate poverty from especially in America. I live in America where there's too much poverty. How we live in the land of the free, the greatest of the world, and we got niggas in poverty. What the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? No one should be living in poverty on planet Gaia. What the fuck is wrong with us? Patriarchy, nigga, got us fucked up, living backwards, living for the man when we supposed to be living for Mother Gaia in this bitch. But hey, I hope that you understand where I'm coming from. And I hope you realize, hey, look, either you with us or against us niggas. And if you against us niggas, I fear for your life, esoterically. Anyways, Barton, a former Who Gives a Fuck central midfielder with the club, including Manchester City, Newcastle, and Queen's Park Rangers, called Aluko a race card player, which she denies. In December 2024, Justice Laverne was asked to decide the natural or ordinary meaning of the post and whether they were anusis. What is this word? Hold on. Innuendo. Okay. Okay, so Justice Laverne was asked to decide the natural a natural and ordinary meaning of the post and whether it was an innuendos about being dishonest or hypocritical. So we know that innuendo means an elusive or oblique remark or hint, typically a suggestion of disparaging one. So pretty much why does it say she's always making sly innuendos? Why is it the first one a woman? Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas? You see how the programming works? Why is it that she's making sly innuendos? Huh? Why y'all blaming the women that we making innuendos? Huh, nigga? Huh? And we just Googled it off of what a man said. Huh? Y'all Google, even like I tell you, even Google anti-woman. Like the fuck, the whole, like I said, don't act like this system ain't anti-woman and anti-children. The patriarchy thrives on maleness and oppression of everyone that's not male. It's a cult. It is demonic. All right, let's keep going. On Wednesday, High Court judge ruled that the social media post in which Barton described Aluko as a race card player as had a defamatory meaning. Defamatory. Can you help me say this word?
Defamatory.
There you go. Had a defamatory meaning. The judge also found that the second post did not have defamatory meaning, but it did have defamatory insinuendo meaning. Bitch, it's the same shit. Y'all act like y'all gonna say, look at these niggas. They gonna say one thing, well, it was defamatory, and then but the second post wasn't defamatory. It had defamatory endo meaning. Bitch, all defamatory type shit. Nigga, you see how they try to do shit? Nigga, stop playing. Stop the cap, nigga. Stop the cap. And just be honest. Nigga, everything that he said was defamatory, and that's why the court ruled and what he said. And you was hinting and you was trying to be undermined like a little bitch you seem to be. Okay? Anyways. In a statement welcoming the ruling, Aluko said that Barton's posts were an unwarranted attack on my personal and professional identity, my integrity, and my family life. Joey Barton has rightly never indicated that he has any bias on which to defend his defamatory comments about me. The statement added, should he do so, I look so. Oh, he said, okay, this is what Eddie says. This is what Eddie says. In a statement welcoming the ruling, Aluko said that Barton's posts were an unwarranted attack on my personal and professional identity, my integrity, and my family life. Joey has rightly never indicated that he has any bias on which to defend his defamatory statements about me. The statement added, should he do so, I look forward to proving my case against him in court. This ruling was separate to the criminal case in which listen, this nigga. No, not this nigga already in court on some other shit. So, nigga, you already in court on some other shit? Oh, my God. So, it says, this ruling was separate to the criminal case in which Barton is due to stand trial next month, accused of sending grossly offensive communications to Aluko with the intent to cause distress or anxiety under the Malicious Community Act. This nigga. So not only were you trying to intimidate her, you were trying to intimidate her, and let me tell you, Annie is not easily intimidated. Do you know what type of life she's lived as a black woman? Do y'all not comprehend what type of spirit it takes to be a black woman in America, nigga, and just to be a black woman in general? Do y'all not comprehend what type of power that we possess, bitch? It's not on us, nigga. It's in us, nigga. I need y'all to remind y'allself and wake the fuck up. Remember, They claim, well, I believe it's true, that black women helped black niggas get free of slavery because they was sleeping with slave master and they was peeping game, learning from slave master. So the last person you want to challenge intellectually would be a woman that was able to convince you to free niggas. Make that make sense, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So y'all want smoke, but then y'all get clapped. But remember, the patriarchy protects your bitch ass, okay? So anything any Luke will say is going to be 100% correct, but you still a man, and you a white man in that fact. So, you know, at the end of the day, you only look weak-spirited to the collective, and your energy shows it, bitch. Talking about, I was intimidating her. Not only were you typing on the internet like a bitch, I shouldn't even say like a bitch, but like a man you are on the internet, talking shit like a man you are behind I'm gonna defame, you know what I'm saying, like a little hoe you is. Not only was you doing that shit, you was trying to sneak this her and send her things behind the scenes like a sucker you are. I'm not surprised, because your energy felt like sucker, and not only do you continue to confirm that she was a sucker, the judge decided that she was a sucker too. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Let me talk that shit. Anyways, Martin was charged on July 2024 of alleged malicious communications online between Monday, January 1st and Thursday, January 18th of that year. It says right here, how Joey Barton became too toxic for football. Look at that shit. Even the media saying you a demonic toxic male. Look at the media. Even the media saying, nigga, Joey, you toxic, nigga. Joey, you toxic, nigga. The media is saying you toxic, nigga, and you a white man. So, you know, they never say bad things about y'all niggas. So if the media gonna say you a toxic white man, we gonna believe them, Joey. Joey, you toxic, Joey. We already know, because you fuck with black women, you toxic. And it's not, and you don't even fuck with women. You don't fuck with black women on a good note. You try to bash black women in public and then also behind the scenes, because you a sucker ass nigga. And you know what I'm saying? Your energy speaks for itself. And clearly it looks like the collective or whoever wrote this article on The Athletic had the boldness to say how Joey Martin became too toxic for football. You got too big-headed. You thought you were bigger than the game. You thought you were more than what you are, especially when you're a white male. Y'all think y'all the niggas. Y'all think y'all something else. When, like I tell you, y'all some of the weakest spirits. Y'all are some of the weakest spirits here. It is what it is. You can't explain to me. There's no way there's no way your spirit has been through certain things and that makes you a strong spirit. You haven't been put in positions to make you strong. You've only been put in positions that make you a weaker vessel. You can go to the gym and work out, but mentally your spirit is weak. And you can only blame the patriarchy for that. You only blame the patriarchy for making you weaker and making you toxic, because some people say all masculinity is toxic. So, nigga, it is what it is. You got too big-headed, and now they gotta shun your bitch ass. Let's what they say about my Joey here. They said Barton may style himself as an anti-woke warrior, but he is now persona non grata. What the fuck is this? Hold on. I guess we're gonna skip that. It says, in his ruling, Judge Lavender stated this trial was not concerned with the claim's other claim against the defendant, nor with related criminal proceedings, which have been brought against the defendant. Indeed, the wider dispute between the parties is irrelevant to the issues which I have decided. Yeah, whatever. In June 24, Barton, who has also managed Fleetwood Town and Bristol Rovers since retiring from playing, apologized to British TV presenter Jeremy Vine and agreed to pay him $75,000 in damages against a high court judge ruled. After a high court judge ruled, comments the former midfielder had made on X were defamatory. Damn, so nigga, you've already had to pay niggas. So this is what you do. So you be going on the internet talking shit, and you already be having. When is Joey gonna learn? You know why Joey's not gonna learn? Because he's a white man, and he got $75K sitting around somewhere. You a white man. I bet you got 75K. So he gonna keep defaming niggas until he got no one else to defame but himself. They gonna outcast you, nigga. You better wake the fuck up. But you still a white man in the patriarchy, so you can go to maybe another country and do your white male shit. But let me just tell you, your energy will not be able to mask itself in the illusion that you think that you're casting over the collective. You bitch ass nigga. All right, so now that we're done with Joey's whole ass, shout out to Any. Like I said, getting justice. The courts in the realms that we can't see say justice for Any, justice for Daniela. We got to get our justice. It's time for justice. It's time to reclaim the shit that has been taken, aka the you know, just the lies. Like y'all got to stop believing the lies, especially when they're against quote unquote people that have been targeted the most in society. You need to understand this is all for you to gang up on people that have already been targeted. I need y'all to remind yourselves, if you think that targeting black women is the thing to do, you are a weak nigga. Like 100%, you're a weak nigga. I don't even know what to say. You're a weak nigga. You're weak. Weak-minded, weak. And you know, you're only setting yourself up for failure because you will get fucked around and found out like Any already done. And if this nigga, like she said, if you want to take your ass to court, she look forward to meeting your ass and she probably will clap them cheeks. Not in that way that you think. All right, what else we got here? Woo! Man, going in today, bro. I didn't even know we was fit. Look, let me go over here to Any right here. She says, there's power in being first, but even more being unapologetically yourself. Enialuku MBD is a former England international football executive, qualified lawyer, broadcaster, and best-selling author. She played in 3 World Cups, represented Great Britain at the 2012 Olympics, and featured for top clubs across Europe. Off the pitch, she's held executive roles at Aston Villa Women and Angel City FC. In 2024, she made history as the first black woman to join FC Como Women, a football club in Italy, as an investor/advisor. So, goddamn, Any not only the first black woman to join FC Como, and that's over there in Italy, right? But she was the first woman to get on that the men's Pundies channel, right? She says, it says, beyond the pitch, she's a leading voice for equality, representation, and change, shaping conversation in sport and society with intention. In her words, we are one. That truth shaped her journey and now shapes how she inspires others to show up fully without compromise. She didn't follow the blueprint. She is the blueprint, on purpose, with purpose. I wasn't afraid to be the first. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't waiting for permission. I just believed I could, and I did. My hope is that I inspire young black girls to be limitless, to express their gifts boldly, and to give their greatness, and to give that greatness, and to know that greatness doesn't live in one lane. It's multi-dimensional. That's what I'm talking about. For too long, I tried to fit into boxes that weren't made for me. But once I learned to validate myself, everything changed. I felt lighter, freer, like I could fly. What's my name? Anita Flying High. Confidence didn't just shift how I saw myself. It shifted what I believed was possible. You don't understand faith until you experience doubt. That's when it shows up, when everything's falling apart. I failed, questioned, stumbled, but I learned to fail forward, to turn every setback into fuel. To me, faith is trusting yourself enough to rise and try again. Shout out to the queen, Any, right? And honestly, I gotta leave it there, bro. I gotta leave it there. I gotta save my energy for something else tonight. Yeah. Annie is an inspirational black queen or inspirational person. Read the energy and read and understand what she has done for us as a collective and appreciate it. Can you appreciate what she's done as a black woman in a patriarchal system? Can you appreciate that? Can you applaud her and give her flowers? If you can't give any of her flowers, there might be something wrong with you. Do you not agree with what she has to say? And in what way does it affect you and what she has to say? Because then you need to start to question yourself. Why am I offended with Annie? Why do I have beef with her? There could be something internally that you have to work on. Like I said, we all don't know what subconsciously we have been programmed with, but just know that we all can continue to heal and learn from like our past shit and learn from our experiences to continue to grow and elevate. So us as a society, we can live in a world where we all are exchanging our gifts and talents, and we're all abundant, and we're all, hey, look, not utopia in this bitch, but it can be a lot better than how we have it right now. 100%. And like I said, we got to protect our black athletes, protect our black women. And you can see the lack of protection that we have currently still, just because Annie's in court case right now. Clearly still, fuckery is still going down. But the justice is being heard. Like I said, justice is being rang in the heavens. And so I hope you understand. Either you're with us or you're against us, nigga. And like I said, you don't want to be against us because you gonna get ran the fuck over. Esoterically. All right. It's your girl Anita flying high, man. This was the live stream for today. And I'm going to see you on the next one.